Hi everyone, my name is Chloe Messdaghi, and today we're going to talk about hacker rights within 5 minutes. That's right. So I'm going to share my screen, so hold on one second. And here we go. Hacker rights in 5 minutes. I have my timer ready to go right now. All right, and here we go. If you don't know who I am, my name is Chloe Messdaghi once again. My day job is the VP of Strategy over at Point3 Security. And when I'm not doing that, I'm also the InfoSec advocate and activist. You may have heard of WOSEC or Hacking is Not a Crime, or We Are Hackers, formerly known as Women Hackers. Those are all organizations that I've either founded or co-founded. Learn more about me at my URL right down there. And also feel free to follow me on Instagram or on Twitter. That is my handle. My DMs are always open. Okay, enough about me. Let's go into the real stuff while you're here. First things first, what are hackers versus attackers? Now, the one thing I always tell people is they use the exact same skill set, but for different intent, different reasons. Hackers are those to serve and protect. Attackers are there to do malicious activities. And it's important to distinguish the two because that is why we have problems today. So what rights do hackers have at this time? Well, trick question for you. It's basically we have none. We have absolutely no rights at all. And the reasons for that is simply because legislation has been created that was very much out of date. Also, no representation was there of the hacker community when they were being made. Instead, legislation was created out of fear base without actually having representation there to share that there's two separate parties, attackers versus hackers. And in return of that, that's why we have legislation that is hurting our community. This is also one of the reasons why organizations also stay away from hackers, is because once again, there's laws out there that basically have this belief that hackers are these devious people, when in reality, those are attackers. So organizations, when they're contacted by hackers to share about vulnerabilities, they either ignore them or they serve them with lawsuits tied to a Computer Fraud Abuse Act or legislation that you can find in any country that is anti-hacking. Also, media coverage of hackers. Usually when you do a Google search, you'll see imagery of a hooded figure, a ski mask, someone who's in the dark. You never really see their face, but also they're using the wrong terminology. They're using the term hackers instead of cyber criminals, attackers, criminals, just general malicious actors. And because of that, that then goes into the public perception of who are hackers versus attackers. The thing is, the public does not know there's two different parties, and thus they are afraid of us. They have socially constructed beliefs of who we are in the community and that we're these terrible beings, when in reality, we're actually there behind scenes trying to protect them, but being seen as someone negative. But we can change that. And I just want you to know is that if you break it down by organizations, media, and legislation, we need all three of them to be able to get rights for the first time. The first things first, we need organizations to have vulnerability disclosure policies. So we know who to contact, what's in scope, so you can be able to fix the vulnerabilities before the attacker finds it, doesn't report it, and then takes advantage of it and extorts you. The other thing is to work with the media so they know that there's a difference between attackers and hackers, because most of the time they do not know. Also to let them know that the imagery that they use of a hooded figure with a ski mask or in the basement is not a true reflection of what hackers look like. We look like all different things. And if you want to have a good idea of what hackers look like, go check out Hacking is Not a Crime. We have this special campaign called #HackerStories, where you can see and hear hackers talking about why they became a hacker and the issues that they've faced. Last but not least, why having organizations and media involved, this then pushes for legislators to take action, because we need the public to help us out, to understand that the current out-of-date legislation did not reflect properly and has caused a lot of issues where people that are protecting and serving, that are hackers, are dealing with possible getting locked up for trying to do something good in good faith. And that should not be happening. The laws are written to protect the public, but in reality, it doesn't protect them enough. By allowing basically no entry point for hackers to help and serve and make sure that you are safe and protected, you're allowing attackers to have a stronger action to be able to take advantage of you. Now, how can we get rights? You now know kind of how we can go about it, but how it works is we work together. And if you want to get involved in full depth, go check out hackingis.a crime.org and volunteer, partner with us. If you're an organization, advocate, we have plenty of advocates out in the space that are out there trying to change socially constructed beliefs. So then we can change how the public perception of who we are and the mindset so we can get rights for the first time ever. If you have any questions, DM me on Discord or on Twitter. And thank you guys so much for existing to me. And thank you for having me. And once again, it is at Chloe Messdaghi. And I cannot believe I did this in 5 minutes. Thank you so much and have a wonderful day and happy holidays.